All right, everybody. Welcome to Tony Talks, episode 19. How you doing? Today, I was able to Skype in all the way from Maine, the United States, all the way calling in all the way from Maine. Actually, he was calling from Austin, but we talked about Maine enough times, but he probably thought the whole thing was recorded in Maine. But my friend Corey Hoare, that's right, it's Hoare. It looks like Hoare, but it's pronounced Hoare. Good guy. We talked a little bit about sports, and he also shared some insights about the Small Business Administration and small business loans that are helping people during this trying time during the pandemic. Yeah, so here to listen. It was educational. Learned a lot. Also learned a lot about Maine, as you'll see early on in the episode. And also make sure you give us a follow. Tony Talks 8 on both Instagram and Twitter, and Tony Talks 8 podcast at gmail.com if you want to send anything minus the dick pics. Okay. All right, so here's a listen. Go fuck yourselves. Talk to you next time. Brand new start of it in old New York. Do you feel any pressure coming on today because Julie's had such a well received episode of
You
Tony
know,
Talks?
if your audience made it through the first 15 minutes of that, then it was a great episode. But then,
What was the first 15 minutes?
I mean, just behavior analysis crap. I've been listening to it for 3 years now, and yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The first time, the second time, yeah, it's great too. The 100th time, I mean, she definitely has trained me though. She's trained me very well.
Yo, that's fucking. I don't know if when you guys first started talking, I would have been mad suspicious of everything. Like, what is this? Is she programming me to do some shit? She's gonna ring a bell. I'm gonna come running over to her. Like, yeah, what do you need, honey? What
Oh,
is
that happened literally the third date. I mean, that was
something you
calm.
could do? It's like mind control.
Yeah, you just submit. I mean, that's a lot what marriage is, right? I mean, you just say yes, you go do it, and you don't realize that you're doing it, but it's makes your life very easy. I have a very simple life.
You have a very simple life. You have like a home theater system. I don't know if you want me putting that out there.
I
Sorry.
mean, hey, I've said yes many, many times to be able to get that home theater system. There's
That thing's legit.
a thousand yeses, a thousand
A
yeses.
thousand
Oh,
yeses for that one yes. But
yes,
that must have been worth it though.
it was so worth it, man. It continues to be worth it. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen it.
I would be in there all the time. She'd be looking for me. I would be like, I'm not saying. I'd just be sitting there with like, I would get like some type of. Can you lock it? Can you lock it? I would
Don't
make it so that it's locked all the time and only you have the key to get in. So if she goes in to see if it's locked, that's just like normal. So she just like leave it alone.
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know I'm in there. I mean, I shut the door. You can't even hear the outside world. I've been in there 4 days straight. I didn't even realize it. You
That's
come out, you're dazed. You don't even know what time it is. Don't know what day it is. No, it's nice though. It is nice.
yeah. That's what that's it's like what every guy wants. Something go chill out. You got the games on. Games are gonna be a little bit different for you because you're gonna be rooting for Brian Hoyer on the center next year, as far as football
Yeah.
goes.
I mean, you got Jarrett Stidham. Stidham is
Jared Stidham with the one pick and
hey,
against the Jets.
he's got wheels. He's got wheels. Hey, as much as I rag on the Jets, I got to give it up to the Jets for basically introducing the world to Tom Brady.
Oh
That's
yeah, the Moldovas play.
Yeah,
The Drew
yeah. I mean,
Bledsoe.
Bledsoe goes down. I think his lung exploded. Right? Wasn't it? It exploded.
He
I think my
punctured lung.
yeah, but exploded is better for the audience. But you know,
Explode.
Brady comes in and just a scared little kid that handles the pressure. And I mean, if it wasn't for the Jets, the Patriots wouldn't have been. Was it seven world champions now? I don't know.
Six. I think it's
Six.
six.
Excuse
I
me,
was just
six.
giving you got enough. You don't need to give yourselves any extra.
Literally run out of rhyming words. I mean, it was seven for heaven or something like that. I think was the next slogan if Brady would have stayed another year. I think that's what they were trying to push onto us. Seven for heaven or something. But yeah, it was a hell of a run. Nice run.
I heard the Barstool guy because he's from they're in New York now, Barstool. but they were headquartered in Massachusetts. And you're not from Mass, but you're from Vermont
No,
originally.
I'm from a small town in Maine,
You're from
Buck-
Maine,
Buxton, Maine.
so
Yeah,
same thing, whatever.
well, basically.
Vermont. I was just kidding. I knew you were from Maine. I was just breaking the chops. Um, and he said was saying when that whole Robert Kraft scandal came out, he said they're going to be coming for 7. He said that on Fox News. He was on Fox News and he said that.
Robert. Oh wow, Barstool
El
was.
Prez, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a guy that really came up. I mean, I remember in college looking at Barstool
Yeah, I
Sports.
used to look at them when it was just New York and Boston.
Yeah, yeah. Now they got all across the country, and that guy's a big deal now. I mean, making it on Fox News. I mean, you did something right.
Yeah. He does the frozen pizza unboxing on Instagram, and he rates all the because he used to do it with like pizzerias, but since the quarantine happened, they
He's doing
mail
frozen pizzas
he
now.
does frozen pizzas,
Wow.
and you get
Props to that. I mean, he's adapting. He's adapting during the times.
yeah, that was fun. He's funny. He put his address out by accident, so he gets like a shit ton of packages every day, and he goes on, and he does an unboxing at 8 p.m. every night and just shows. I haven't watched it once, but I'll watch the pizza clips like at night or whatever.
So, do you want to put your address out to the public right now? I mean,
I
we
don't
can.
think I'd get as much stuff as El Prez from Boston. I might get some shit delivered to the front here over here. A revenge poop bag.
I mean, we talked about the Patriots. How about the Jets this year? I mean, they're looking pretty strong, right?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We keep going. It's just like it's Donald's 3rd year.
Yeah.
We got a decent receiver. We got Perriman. I think
You
he's.
got Le'Veon Bell. I mean, the ghost of Le'Veon Bell.
Uh,
That's something, right?
we need a line. We need a line. The draft. This is a big week for Jet fans. Because every year we look forward to the draft,
Yeah.
and then they pick the same player like 8 out of 10 years. Leonard
Mhm.
Williams, Sheldon Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson, Quinnen Williams. It's the same type of player that we keep getting these defensive these big.
I mean, are they even on the team anymore?
Quinnen Williams is. Leonard Williams is just traded.
Yeah.
Wilkerson's not. Richardson's been long gone.
Yeah.
I think
A lot
it's
of bucks.
Quinnen Williams. Did we get anybody? We had Leonard Williams. They traded him to the Giants, but that turned into a 3rd-round pick.
Well,
Oh, and then they got Jamal Adams, who's
you-
good, but he's having like some issues.
you've always had a solid defense. The Jets have always had a solid defense. They can't get a quarterback.
Darnold.
Darnold, let's be honest. I mean, I've had Darnold on my fantasy team for 3 years now, or 2 years now,
He's
rather.
only been in the league for 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, I drafted him, and
Well, rookie quarterbacks, you can't expect unless they're like anomalies.
okay. Well, other than, I mean, there's plenty of rookie quarterbacks who did well, and I mean, Darnold was never. I mean, he's never been a stud out there. He looks scared half the time.
No, when he missed the first couple of games of last season,
Hmm.
and then he got hurt. Then he got hurt later on. I think he got hurt, and then the team was already. But we finished. We started like 1-3 or like 0-4 or something, and we finished 7-9. So I'm pretty sure
That's a classic Jets
he
response, right?
had a winning record.
You didn't even have a 500 record, but you see it as a positive.
No, I'm saying I see him at his
That's, I
play
mean,
as a.
this is exactly why I feel bad for the
Okay,
Jets.
I can't wait till you have Brian Hoyer on this tender for a couple of years, and you're
Yeah,
like grasping for
7
straws.
seasons wasn't that bad. I mean, we almost made it to even. Almost.
What happened?
I'm saying that you were saying, 7-9 season is a positive. You almost
No,
had
because I'm just talking about Darnold. I'm not talking about the Jets as a whole. I'm saying they finished better than what because you would have thought they finished like the bottom 5 of the league.
Yeah.
But we got to, I just hope Adam Gase, we got a group text. We're always arguing about Adam Gase. And it's like, well, I guess we just got to root for him. Just hope for the best, because what are we supposed to do? He's stuck there for at least one more year.
I got a name to put into your head, and
For a coach?
Jacob Eason. Jacob Eason. Okay.
Okay.
Washington quarterback. Patriots are going to get him.
He's
Third
coming.
round. Third round, they're going to get him.
So
Okay?
the next Tom Brady.
He will be starting.
Do you have notes written down about a player right there? I see you keep looking down. You got this
I,
guy
I had
like
I had to
this is
go.
your
I had
scout. You have him scouted out.
Eason, I've memorized, but Jacob is new to me. I'm so used to thinking Tom, Tommy, the GOAT.
Tampa
But
Brady.
Jacob Eason, Washington quarterback. We're going to get him third round. He's going to be the next big thing. No, I'm obviously not a Tom Brady. Not a Tom Brady, but it's going to be scary how much he excels quicker than Sam Darnold.
What if they got what if they got Cam?
Cam?
Yeah, would
No.
you want Cam?
No, he doesn't even want to play.
The thing is, he was the MVP. He's an MVP. He's only like 29, 30. Still
Okay.
young.
Yeah.
He led them to a 15-1 record. If there's anybody that could get him to have his potential, it's Belichick.
No, man, he can't stay healthy.
I know, but well, they have a good training staff and everything, don't they? Over there in New Hampshire, maybe the New England Patriots. They just took up the whole Northeast section, the New England Patriots.
Absolutely. Did you know? I got some Maine trivia for you. Okay. Some Maine trivia.
Portland.
Do you know what state owned Maine?
New York.
No. Massachusetts. Massachusetts.
Is that why you? Is that like?
So it's basically, when they say New England, there's a reason for it because we are Boston sports.
When did they own them? Did they own them like when they were colonies? Because Maine was one of the first 13 colonies, right?
No, I think we were like 15, 16. We were up there, man.
Oh, they had to be one of the original 13 colonies.
We were owned by Massachusetts. We were part of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
What one state only has one syllable? There's only one in the entire United States that only has one syllable.
Oh, let's see. Missouri, Oregon. No, that's close, but that's like three. Maine.
You got it.
The me state. Me.
Right. You know the sun rises first in the state of Maine throughout the entire country. I mean, come on. There's a lot of great things about Maine.
I'm not saying anything bad about Maine. I went to Maine.
I don't know what your big problem is about Maine. You got this big problem about Maine.
It seems like you're really making a case for Maine because I made the New Hampshire joke or Vermont, whichever one it was. But you guys have great maples. Use a Norfolk maple syrup. That much I do know.
Oh man, you're definitely from New York.
You got there's so much. I remember when I was there, we were like across the river from Canada. We went to Adirondack. No, it's not Adirondacks.
Yeah, you might have been to the Adirondacks.
There was a state park or something. Acadia?
Oh, yeah.
That's Maine?
It's massive, man. It's like there's probably 4 or 5 sections of Acadia National Park.
It was beautiful. I only went when it was a family trip when we were younger, but
nice.
Do you used to have hunting up there?
Yeah, man. We hunt. We use guns. It's
crazy.
I've shot and killed a deer and cleaned it out with my bare hands. No joke. That changes you.
Did you eat it?
Yeah, we ate it.
That's great.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I want to start doing that with meat. I just want to like kill and eat what I kill instead of like going to all these factory farmed used animals.
Yep. Yeah, it's in growing up in Maine, obviously there's a lot of open woods to hunt in, and it was always something with my family. And I got raised with guns, and we went out. I got brought out when I was a kid and walked around without a gun for like 4 years with my father. And then once I got my hunting permit, he put a gun in my hand, and at that point I was already trained in how to use it. But yeah, it's almost like a coming of age for Maine. And I think a lot of people in Maine probably live a life like that. They're more exposed to that than, New York City, where you're probably dodging bullets rather than, walking around with hunting animals and stuff, right?
We have deer. We're not allowed to carry anything that would take them out though.
You got deer in the city?
In Staten Island.
Really?
Yeah, it's like overpopulated. It's like bad. They have like a big deer issue now.
How did they get there?
I have no idea. I guess a couple were there and they just kept, they kept screwing, and then this is more and more
Ah,
deer.
no kidding.
Yeah.
You can't hunt them. You can't kill them.
No, dude. I had a. There's no weapon. There's no like weapons allowed anyway in New York. I had an AR when I got out of the army. I left it with a buddy's house
Yeah.
by Colleen because I was like, can you just hold it to me for me until I eventually moved back to Texas for whatever reason, and then I picked it up when I moved back here this most recent time.
So you have it now. It's in your possession.
Yeah, no, I possession.
All right, that's good. Because if it just disappeared, that would probably be alarming.
No, he kept everything. He had ammo, my gun, and yeah, not my gun. It was rifle. So
So I'm a pro gun person, but I have no reason to believe that anybody needs an AR-15. I just don't see the practical use. So what's your stance on it?
well, it depends. There's a lot of ideological arguments for having an AR. I don't know if, but you could use them for a little bit of hunting. Like you can hunt pigs with them and shit.
With an AR?
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I mean, so help me understand. I mean, how many bullets does it hold?
A magazine. Well, there's different sizes magazines.
Sure. I got regular.
Standard 30 round clip. 30 round,
So
not a clip, not a clip. Clips with the ammo comes in. 30 round mag.
so you're gonna go hunt pigs. I guess you're gonna take out a whole entire pack of them or something. I mean, is there a limit to how many pigs you can shoot? I've never been.
I have no
Pig.
idea. I don't know. I never went hunting with it. I just have it because I'm an American and it's my right by the
I,
Second Amendment to rise up against my government if it becomes too tyrannical, which we're on the borderline of getting there now because we got to stock up in our homes. And God damn it, I'm trying to make America great again. Okay.
you don't even know what's going on right now. Yeah, I know it's true. It's true. I mean, trust me, I'm a big gun supporter. I've hunted my entire life.
But they have to be your guns.
No, it's
They
just
have to be the guns that you think
a
is okay.
hunting.
That's the problem with this country. All
You know,
right.
a 30 six. I'm not going to be able to go mow down a mall with a 30-06 with 6 bullets.
Well, ARs. Well, let me ask you. For any of you hunt, that's a standard hunting rifle.
30-06. Yeah, I mean,
Walk me through the loading process for that, if you don't mind. How does it work?
sure. I mean, a lot of them are, they have clips, so it holds about 6 to 8 bullets. Semi-automatic. Some of them are bolt action. Some
So
of them.
if it's semi-automatic,
Some of them don't even. I mean, you're just pulling the trigger, right? You got 6 bullets. Boom, 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 boom.
that's the same exact thing as the AR.
But clip size is.
So the ARs have 10. There's also 10 round magazines for ARs.
What if I bought an
And
AR?
and you could
online,
also.
how many bullets would it have?
What was that?
If I bought an AR online, how many bullets do you think it would have?
If
That's
you
just
bought
a standard.
if you bought a magazine,
Yeah, I mean,
the most
standard.
common magazine is like there's 30 rounds. But I guarantee you can modify your gun 30-06. Say it all right. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you nailed it. You nailed it.
To take 30 rounds if necessary. What size ammo is it?
I think it's a. I know. I mean, I think it's a 30-06 round. I don't know.
Oh, that's I'm sorry.
I'm assuming.
I'm not good with. I just know like the basic shit I learned in the army.
Yeah, I mean, I know. First off, 30-06. Obviously, you won't want to keep that in your house to protect yourself and your family with a 30-06. I don't know anybody would use a hunting rifle close quarters. You have to be a pretty good
Right.
shot. But I mean, shotguns. Why shotguns? I, I,
You could probably
military.
do. You could probably do more damage with a shotgun.
Yeah, but once again, it goes into round size. You wouldn't have a shooter up in Las Vegas shooting into a crowd with a shotgun from
That
the top of
wasn't.
the hotel.
So what? I don't know exactly what type of weapon he had, but he had illegal modifications to it anyway.
How do you get them?
Because I don't think he got it legally.
He didn't.
I don't think so. I don't think either one of us should are experts on this.
I don't think we're the experts.
But that's the thing. A lot of these, it's like we have all these laws against the drugs, but drugs have been coming into this country for countless years.
True.
So if we get rid of all the guns, only the people that shouldn't be having the guns would be getting them anyway. And you'd have black markets and all that shit. Same thing with the
Yeah, I mean,
drug
I'm
war.
I'm not I'm not saying though
I'm saying
ban
that you're a
certain types
communist,
of
okay? And that's the problem. No, sorry.
guns. Yeah, I'm not saying you're banning guns. I mean, don't ban any guns. You're gonna go down a slippery slope. But there's got to be ways that you can close up those loopholes.
I think yeah, there needs to be. Every state is different,
Yeah,
but I'm sure in some states it's just like ridiculous that you could just walk in to a gun show, buy some shit. There should
yeah,
be like a mental health history check or some shit like that. And
sure.
a lot of these mass shooters, they've also been on like countless prescription drugs, shit, and more in like most of the cases. I don't know. I've heard this stuff and I've seen it, but I don't know the numbers. I don't know anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's a sensitive subject. It's probably something that people study and have discussions about. Probably all their lives. I mean, I bet it's a pretty big topic that they discuss.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like
But I do think if we talked about it for another 10 minutes, we could probably solve the issue.
I'm trying to solve there's a bunch of issues in this world, and every Tony talks, we're trying to solve a different issue.
So, what issues have you solved so far?
Global warming,
Yep, good.
okay.
It's important.
Social distancing. Julie solved that one.
Perfect.
Um, the national debt crisis, solved that one.
How did you solve that? That's
Look,
a good.
it's there's the details aren't really relevant.
Ah,
The
yeah.
things it's solved. So you know,
I probably wouldn't even be able to understand it, anyways. I'm sure.
no, I don't, dude. I don't know, and I didn't talk to anybody about the national debt.
Oh man.
This is good. I thought we were going to go on later, but I'm glad we went on now too because the Last Dance is on. You gonna watch that? The Michael
Of
Jordan?
course.
Yeah, that looks sick.
We still have TiVo, so we TiVo here.
Yeah, I got it on. I got YouTube TV,
Oh, nice,
so I
nice,
just have we do everything through that,
nice. The
and
last thing,
it's got like I think it's unlimited storage.
really. Have
So
you?
it's
We're kind of been binge. I mean, obviously, staying home, we've been binge watching a lot of shows, right? So we watched it was on Netflix. It was an awful marriage show, blind date or something, or
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Yes, yes. Julissa is a massive fan of this show.
You seem
I
thrilled.
mean, she's following online Instagram all the people in the show. But yes,
Oh my god.
that was a big hit for us. Yeah. So we like that trashy. It just kind of makes us feel better about the situations we're in our life to see
Nice.
what people are putting
See
themselves
what
through.
it could be.
I mean, to get married without even seeing someone, that's
Oh,
pretty.
that's what it is. That's like
Yeah.
the plot line is like they get married. They just like how does it
Yeah, yeah.
go? I don't
So
know.
basically, how it works is
We're talking about
they
Love is Blind. Who saw this coming?
right. I mean, I had that written down as a topic I wanted to talk about, so I'm glad that we're getting to it. So it just happened sooner than I anticipated. But yeah, I mean, gun debate to Love is Blind is a natural transition. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, there's like 20 males, 20 females, and they sit in separate rooms with a big wall in front, and they just talk to each other. And they go on dates without actually seeing them, but just talking.
They go on dates without seeing each other, just talking. How do they do that?
Yeah, they sit in this room with a big wall that they stare at, and one person's on one side, the other is on the other side, and they have a conversation. And based off
Yo.
these, Tony, I'm not even shitting you, man.
There's a lot, but
Well,
what's crazy is it's not even like about being shallow or anything. Like you could tell a lot from body language with people. Body language is like so much percent of Julius would probably know that. So how much percent of communication is like through body language?
I
Because
mean, yeah,
if I'm out with somebody and I want to do something like adventure too, because that shows different parts of personality. So it's not like it's even just personality; it's just talking. It's
there's a
just like
reason
this.
catfish. There's a reason catfish is a term, though, Tony. I mean, if you saw the reveal and that person was just someone that you are repulsed by, it wouldn't work, right? I mean, it couldn't work. It couldn't, right?
Yeah. So has anybody saw somebody and been like, I can't do this, and they ran away?
Uh, there was one girl on there that, I mean, there was people that didn't work out, but she in particular, she wanted this other guy. Uh, that guy ended up going with another girl, so she chose this other guy, and it wasn't going to work out. And from that,
Just,
I learned this condition. Do you know that women change their voice to make themselves seem more like vulnerable? They go into a higher pitch. I'm sure that's probably not how it's explained medically, but yeah, they change their voice, their tone higher, almost like a baby's voice.
so it's a lot. So you must be really vulnerable a lot then.
Delasi's doing
Voice
it.
is so.
Oh man. So the quarantine for you guys is
Well, wait? Do they have, if they don't like them, do they have to get married?
so.
I would be. I can't. Is that
I
enforceable?
mean, you should probably go watch it with
I'm
Delasi.
not watching that.
She would like it. She would like it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, that's why it would be like we shouldn't start it.
But it just makes you feel so much better about yourself.
So you actually like it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
You
it
enjoy it?
was
Okay.
it was great television. But see, I'm a big fan of just watching train wrecks. I'm the type of guy that slows down near an accident, takes a
Oh
good
God.
hard look, and then speeds up. I'm that guy. You know.
I'm the. God, what the fuck is? Why is there so much traffic over here? Oh, what's going on over here? And you slow down. You're like, oh, I'm one of the assholes.
Oh yeah, almost to a complete stop.
Yeah, I think
I might
everybody.
get out. I might get out and offer some help if I need to.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Do you guys watch Tiger King?
We've seen it. Yeah, oh yeah. We watched all of it.
Was it good?
You haven't seen it?
We had it on like the background. Like we didn't really like sit
Oh,
down. Did you like it?
what do you guys do during the day?
I don't really know.
What? Yeah, Tiger King. I mean, there's a reason everybody's talking about it. It was ridiculous. It was a train wreck. It was something I've never seen in my life. I didn't know people like this existed.
Yeah, they're right over here too. Probably go across the border. That's where it is. It's right across the border. It's like an hour and a half from here, from
Yeah, but
Dallas.
no, it's a different world. I mean,
No,
I
I
haven't
know.
I haven't spent a lot of time in Dallas, but if Dallas is anything like, I think this was what, Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
in Dackersville, Oklahoma. It's where the Windstar Casino.
yeah.
It's right over there.
Oh, wow. Man, it's an experience. Like it's something that you can bring up time and time again. I mean,
It's like what people like this exist. These are real people.
this guy had 220 something tigers.
Yeah, no. And then he
That's, that's
fed them expired meat from Walmart.
yeah.
Like that's just destroys the whole essence of a fucking
What's frustrating is
big
I've had
cat.
such a hard time getting that expired meat, and now I know why.
It's, yeah. It's when it first starts out, it's like, oh, but then you gotta like feel like those animals are like, that's why I don't like going to like SeaWorld,
Yeah.
or I kind of like want to go to a zoo, but it's just
You've never
weird.
been to a zoo?
No, not in a while.
Really? Is that like that's a personal stance you're taking?
No, that's not. I'm just like it's just animals that are like, you like looking at animals that aren't really the animal.
Mm,
It's like going to a jail and looking at prisoners and be like, this is what human beings are.
I see what you're saying. You'd rather be in the mix with them in the real environment.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that, from a safe distance observe, maybe with a helicopter and I just like look down, that'd be
Like,
pretty dope.
so no, like in a kayak, killer whales around you in a kayak.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah, it sounds pretty
It's their
dangerous.
territory for a reason.
It's true.
But I'm a human being, so I could conquer them if I want to.
We are the top of the food chain,
That's right.
and there's nothing, you know, other than spiders. Spiders could take us down if they were our size.
I don't like snakes. Snakes is my thing.
I'm
Spiders,
not a fan of snakes either, and that was something new when we moved here to Texas. Everybody's saying, "Oh, get ready! There's going to be rattlesnakes." Everywhere you go, there's a rattlesnake. I
Have
haven't seen one yet.
you haven't seen?
I
I
know
don't.
they're around me. I know they're waiting.
Scorpions, I heard.
I still haven't seen one of them either.
Fuck that.
Have you seen these things?
I think I've seen a scorpion.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you squish them? Can you step on them?
Yeah, yeah. They're listed like two. Like I haven't seen like giant fucking scorpions or shit, but I've seen like a little one.
I mean, if you can step
They're like
on,
little. They could be like little.
see that doesn't frighten me. It's like a
Yeah, it
spider,
doesn't scare me, but still, it's like that's a fucking scorpion.
right? But you can step on it, you can kill it, right? Have you ever seen a tick? Do you know what a tick is?
I know
You
what
guys
it's.
have ticks in New York?
I'm from New York.
You got ticks in New York, right?
Yeah.
Those are the real threats because you can't step on those and kill
Lyme
them.
disease. That came from Lyme, Connecticut.
No kidding.
That's where it was. That's how it got the name. That's a whole. Yeah, that's our new Northeast thing.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah.
That stuff's no joke.
Yeah. No. Fuck. Yeah, because there's like no cure.
There's no cure, and these things are so small. It's like the size of a pencil tip. That's the real threat, Tony, and that's what we should be talking about today.
I had one on like I felt like because I went hiking
Yeah.
in New Jersey, the AT. Um, and like I was taking a shower later that day. I was like, oh, what the fuck? So I texted everybody that was with me. I'm like, yo, check yourself for ticks.
So I got to tell you a quick story about ticks. It's one of my favorite
There's
stories.
probably a lot in Maine. They have like the blood ticks. There's like
There are
crazy
a lot of
ticks.
ticks in Maine. There's a lot of woods. It's a tick haven. However, Julisse never has seen a tick. So we go to Maine. This was probably her second or third trip to Maine, and we're staying at a friend's house, and they're telling us how bad tick season is
Mm-hmm.
uh, around their house. There's tons of ticks. Their dog's getting ticks, and Julisse is grossed out. She doesn't like ticks. Doesn't even know what they look like. So we go to bed anyways, and she all of a sudden lets out this horrible scream. I can't even kid you. She had a tick on her cheek.
Oh
On her
shit!
cheek. In all my life, I have never had a tick on my face. She gets one on her cheek. That was her experience. The
Well,
thing,
as
I,
scary as that is, that's probably a best case scenario because you could see it
true.
instead of it hiding, and then you get Lyme, and then
Oh man,
because it's got to stay in you for like 48 hours, right, or something.
I think so. I mean, I have vivid memories of like my dad heating something up on the stove and putting it on those things when they're like burrowed into your skin. They're nasty things. That's the real threat to America.
Ticks and mosquitoes.
Yep. It's very true. Very true.
So I want to get in. I want to get into this. I want to get into the weeds a little bit with these small business loans.
Okay.
So so that's what you're doing right now. You're calling out to a lot of people. This is what during the pandemic, a lot of people are facing a lot of financial uncertainties. So they need somebody to save them. So how does this work? You get leads, somebody sends a request in, or you guys like reach out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So,
Thank
uh,
you.
kind of taking a step back to understand what I do, what my company does. You need to understand what the SBA is, the Small Business Administration. It was developed in the 50s. President Eisenhower created this organization to basically help fund small businesses, right? Banks historically avoid giving loans to small businesses because those are the most likely to fail. So all these small businesses have a hell of a time getting funding to hire people. And a lot of people don't know this. Small businesses make up 99% of all businesses in the US. 99%. Half the
So
workforce.
so the small business is just like pretty much any. So like it just what designates something as a small business?
Yeah. So it's less than 500 employees,
Okay.
less than 5 million in annual revenue, and less than 15 million in assets. That's
400 employees sounds like a pretty.
500.
I'm
Less than
I'm
500
saying
employees.
like that sounds like pretty. Doesn't sound small.
Well, I mean, you look at I
That's
mean, look at Walmart. They have over 1 million employees nationwide. I mean, look at Amazon. They have over nine hundred
yeah,
thousand.
yeah.
Yeah, but 500 employees. It makes up 99% of all businesses in the U.S.
Okay.
So
How much
my
is the? Do you know?
company,
I'm sorry. How much?
yeah,
How much is? How much is the workforce? Is that?
it's half the workforce in the United States.
Okay.
Half the workforce works for small businesses. So that tells you something too. 1% of the largest businesses, companies that don't qualify as a small business, make up half the American workforce.
If I'm like an individual that owns like a Starbucks
Yep.
or a franchise, does that count as a small business?
Yeah.
Okay. So it could be individual places like that too. It's not just like, like what you think of like a stereotypical mom and pop place.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's so if it's a franchise, I think it would depend on, does the franchisee own the rights or,
Some of them are weird. Like Chick-fil-A is
yeah.
the notorious one that you could just like you pay to be like the manager or something. You pay to be like the commissioner of like that Chick-fil-A. But then
Yep.
there's some that you own the actual, and then there's some that have like both. So,
Sure.
hmm.
Yeah, so that's what my company does. Traditionally we offer the SBA 7A loan, which is just a really enticing small business loan for businesses, and it's a 10-year loan, really low interest rate, and it's a great loan for small businesses. But the problem is it takes a long time to get it. I mean,
Hmm.
banks spend 2 to 3 months to get this loan funded. The way it's structured is the government covers the majority of the loan. So they guarantee the majority. I think it's around 80% of the entire loan. The government, through the SBA program, guarantees it. So in the event that that company defaults on paying back the loan, the government will cover 80% of it. The bank, the lender, covers the other 20%. So it minimizes the risk for the bank. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So banks are more likely to fund small businesses through the SBA because the risk is lowered.
It's like
So
it's like a student loans that are
yeah,
100% guaranteed by the government.
exactly. And then you
The
have lenders
state.
who are like, why wouldn't we do this? If we're getting a cut, we have no risk. So that's the idea. Just recently, though, obviously with President Trump setting up that $2 trillion CARES Act, it's built this new loan, which is called the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP. And my company has essentially transitioned 100% to be offering that with the lenders we work with. So the
And why?
PPP loan,
What is this one? Why is this one so relevant with the CARES Act?
yeah. So the PPP loan, it's designed basically to give the next 8 weeks. If a company qualifies and gets it, which the qualifications are next to nothing, if they qualify and get it, then they can get a loan to cover payroll, rent, and utilities for the next 8 weeks. And if they bring all their staff back that they've laid off because of this coronavirus, or if they have decreased people's salaries because of the coronavirus, if they rectify that and bring them back up by June 30th, it's 100% forgiven, the loan.
The thing is, by June 30th, some places might not even be reopened yet.
That's the big, yeah. That's the
That's
big
big.
question.
That's something that comes up.
Yeah, you nailed it. That was great research there. I mean, that's the number one thing, because think about it. If they're giving people 8 weeks, if let's say I take the loan out today, it's April 19th. That means June 19th. Uh, Hopefully, all businesses will be reopened by then, and at that point, I can be forgiven if I've hired up all my staff. But if it isn't and I'm still closed, nobody really knows what's going to happen at that point.
And this is applied. These are the same qualifications nationally.
Yeah. Yeah. So every single lender that offers the SBA loan can offer the PPP loan. So it's standard across the board. Every single lender in the nation has to follow the same stipulations.
Could the government come in and if more because it's a government program, correct?
Yep.
So can the government come in and extend that deadline if people take out the loan?
Yeah, I mean, I think so many people have taken out this loan. So the original funding was 350 billion, and that's already been used up. It started.
I
When was
think I
it?
remember hearing him talk about that they're going to
Yeah,
need more money for it and stuff.
yep, I think it started on the third, April 3rd, was when it actually opened up, or it might have been the 10th. I can't remember exactly what date, but it's already been utilized. The media is reporting that Congress is in discussions for an additional 250 billion for this program. So if that happens, the thing is though, there's so many applications at this point that I think people who have already done the application didn't get it in the first round. They'll get it in the second round. So anybody that applies now probably will not get it because it's a smaller amount. Um, but yeah, it's basically a band-aid to get the unemployment numbers back up.
So, and what is your role in it? And you're calling businesses, but they're already filled. They already have like a queue set up and
Yeah,
everything.
so we work with banks. We work with lenders
Okay, sorry.
who are offering this, and our role is basically my company is a financial technology company, fintech if you're in the biz. And what we do is we have a platform
You're in the
that
biz.
essentially, yeah, our platform expedites the entire enrollment process. So they go online, they type in the information, upload the documents online, and we take traditionally the SBA 7A takes 2 to 3 months. We expedite it down to a month. So because of our platform,
That's pretty
that's
good.
that's what really separates us. And a lot of banks don't want to. I mean, they don't see it as a big revenue driver for a loan that takes 2 to 3 months to close, so they don't really offer. But when you expedite it and close it down to only a month, well, now it becomes more profitable. We can do more of them, make more money. So now banks are looking at it as an alternative.
Because personal loans, it could get done in like a day,
Yeah.
or
So,
like right away, even not even a day.
well, it depends. I mean, if you're looking, you can go to an online lender and get cash advance and be stuck with a 50%
APR.
interest rate. Yeah, I mean, and I talk to businesses every single day. I talk to small businesses all across America who have made that mistake and have taken out these loans where some of them they're making daily payments on a $250,000 loan. They have to pay every single day. So we can consolidate that through a government backed loan through the SBA program and save people thousands of dollars. I mean, just spread it out over
If you
time.
can do something, it sounds like this is what you would do. But then what happens if they don't meet those metrics that the government's asking they meet by June 30th?
Yeah, I mean, then it's a standard loan. So
It's
it's
just,
it's a 2-year loan, and the interest rate is only 0.5%, and it's fixed. You'll
oh,
never
so
find a better loan. I mean, honestly, I can't even think of a reason why a small business wouldn't want to at least apply for this. Because even if, let's say, you aren't forgiven for the loan, where else are you going to get a 2-year loan, especially in this climate where nobody is lending money for 0.5% fixed interest? It's just you won't find it. So it is a good thing. It's just I don't think it's enough. That's my fear. Is let's say
you don't think it's enough?
I don't
Because
think it's going to do enough. No, I don't. Um, you're going to have companies that let's say, okay, you got everybody on payroll still. You still have to pay rent. You still have to pay utilities. You still have to pay other portions of just expenses. Um, inventory costs. There's other things that go into running a business other than just payroll. The loan is designed that so it's 2.5 times your monthly payroll, and that half is used for rent and utilities, but oftentimes it's not enough to cover the full extent. So,
do you know if businesses had a business continuity insurance, if that's full, if that's commonly being applied right now, if that's falling, because that's something that like when hurricanes typically happen, homeowners insurance companies will try to change the language and how, or the interpretation, because it could be a flood or whatever. But there's a thing like business continuity insurance is like if there's a business stoppage for any reason, that's supposed to. Oh, what is this shit? Unbelievable.
Seriously, my bad. My bad. Very unprofessional.
For for business continuity insurance, is that are you coming across? I guess the question I'm asking here is, are you coming across people that have that and it's not working, and that's why they're coming to you guys? Because it doesn't every business aren't they mandated to have some type of insurance or something?
Honestly, I've talked to probably, I don't know, man, maybe 500, 600 companies
Mm-hmm.
over the 2 months or so we've been working this. And I've never talked to a company that says we have business continuity insurance. I don't know. Maybe that is a real thing, but I don't think anybody could really see this whole entire countrywide shutdown. I don't think this has ever happened in history.
Yeah, this.
Not the country, but the globe.
Mm-hmm. There might be some weird language written in if there's like epidemic or like nuclear fallout. They have like exceptions for like cases. I don't. Uh, I don't know about. I don't know. It's weird with insurance companies because
Yeah.
there's so much you think you're good, but then like though they have like weird markup language.
Well, I mean, they just love to tell you no, right?
What
Their
was that?
whole they love to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's not covered. I mean, that's their idea is to collect premium and never have to pay out. That's how you make money. So,
So if somebody's listening to this right now and they want to, they could apply for it. They
yeah.
should still apply for it, but they might not get called anyway, even if there is more funding, because you got to back fund all the other people first, right?
So there's a couple different programs out there. By all means, you should go to your local bank and apply for this. That's a definite. Second thing is you can always go for the disaster relief, which is also offered through the SBA, and that's a separate program that they've used historically for like Hurricane Katrina. They've used it for other disasters, Hurricane Sandy. You can go right to SBA.gov and apply for the disaster relief, and it will not impact your paycheck protection loan. You can apply for both. So
So you may as well.
yeah, you should definitely. But yeah, go to your local banks, take advantage of it. It's government money that's 100% guaranteed, and if you use it for actually keeping people employed, you'll be all set. I mean, you'll be forgiven. So
We haven't said anything like qualifications. So anybody that.
hey, Tony, I gotta pause. Jaleesa's locked out.
How
I'll be right back. All right, man. My bad.
did she get locked out?
I locked the door by accident. Man. We're so used to locking the doors around here. Now it's like she was outside and I locked the door. I locked her out. Yeah.
They were doing. Were they doing some Bible study thing?
Yeah, they were doing something, praying, prayer circles or something.
Yeah, I told them because they were FaceTiming in the car. Well, that's cool. I used to belong to a fictional book club too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop?
No, I'm kidding because they go into a Bible study. So it's a fictional book club.
Oh man. So yeah, I think the one of the interesting takeaways from learning about small businesses isn't so much that 50% of the workforce is made up of that 99% of small businesses. I think it's interesting that half the workforce is made up by 1% of companies. I think that's something that
Yeah, that
I
got
never
that.
really understood.
Well, that's Walmart, Amazon. Those are those companies you were saying before. They're just so huge.
Yep.
They're
So
huge.
what's your what's your take on taxes? Because obviously Amazon didn't pay any taxes last year. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
No, well, it's definitely. It's clearly. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely worked loopholes to not pay taxes. Um, Individuals get, certain scale. Texas, we're in Texas, there's no income tax here. But, there's the argument that they give so many people jobs and, everybody there pays taxes. But, um, Yeah, I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me how if you're an individual, there's the graduated. I think that's what it's called, the pay scale. So if you make 100,000, you get taxed 30%. 70,000, you get taxed 25%. So
Yep,
the more money you make, the more you get taxed. But it
sure.
doesn't work that way with corporations.
So, what if I told you that I think the best way for the American economy to grow is by having a 0% corporate tax across the board?
What was so? What's the? Do you mean so that's all businesses?
All businesses, 0% corporate tax. Level the playing field.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be fair because small businesses. If they're
All
paying
businesses,
taxes, but Amazon's not, and
yeah,
like it's the local guy that's struggling to make ends meet just to keep his business running. But
yep, yeah, no, it's something that I've been kind of mulling about, and I've had many discussions with Julisse, and she's got some strong views that I agree with some of them. I don't agree with all of them. But that's one where 0% corporate tax. I think the benefit would be one, it levels the playing field, right? Which I'm a huge advocate for.
mhm.
Uh, my biggest disagreement with Amazon not paying is exactly what you said. The small guys are still paying. It needs to be even across the board. You'll never have somebody take down Amazon if the playing field isn't level.
I think it should be like that for regular income tax. Should be not zero. I mean zero, yeah. But if you're gonna have it, make it the same percent for everybody. Because you're still paying more if you're making more. Why do I have to work harder and then have more income taken out?
I could see something like that. But yeah, I mean the 0% corporate tax, you're going to have more companies that want to work in the U.S. We
Hmm.
have right now we have, I think it's certainly not even close to the top 10 in corporate tax rates. I mean we're pretty high up in terms of how much we tax corporations. I think it's over 20% now
But how does Amazon pay zero then?
because they know the loopholes. So
Who the
there's
locals? Yeah, who the fuck
Yeah, I
knows?
mean, there's a few of them, right? So it's you need to invest in R&D, research and development. You have to invest in property, plant, and equipment, and you need to be offering shares to your employees.
And this
Shareholders.
this is how they write everything off.
Yeah, those are the three big
Well, that's
qualifiers.
bullshit then, because if you're a small business, you don't have stocks to
Yeah,
give to your employees to write off.
it's true. It's true. So if you made it so it's 0% across the board, I think what would happen is Amazon would be forced to really up their game and be even more innovative, be even more creative, and
And they
find.
probably would. The guy probably they'll Amazon's the biggest fucking business in the world.
It would drive more competition for Amazon, and I also think it would make companies need to pay more money because now all these companies that have been paying taxes are going to have more money to pay salaries.
Hmm.
And they might be able to take some of Amazon's top people because they're able to pay them more. I think it would kind of even the playing field all across the board. Uh, I don't really see a whole lot of drawback to doing a 0%. If you already have the biggest corporations not paying anything,
Yeah,
then why wouldn't you make it zero across the board?
you'd get a lot of pushback probably on the left saying they're just helping out all the corporate buddies, but it's like no, no,
No,
I
everybody.
know that would be the narrative.
Yeah, no, yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, I think nowadays I've kind of termed myself as a radical centrist. I think in this day and age, you're either on the left or you're on the right. And it's crazy to think that there's people that sit in the middle on a
Hmm.
lot of topics. And
Probably most topics, but the thing is, you attach yourself to like a tribe.
yeah,
It's like rooting like it's like people were talking about Democrats, Republicans, the way we were talking about the Jets and the Patriots earlier.
yeah,
Like that's my team.
yep.
State.
But it's crazy because it's okay. I can see it with football. I can see it with baseball. Like you're either Yankees or Red Sox. You aren't sitting in the middle room for each team. But there's a lot of different topics. I mean,
Yeah, it makes no sense to do it with anything else besides sports.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you literally have the same opinion as every single person on the left, everything that they say you agree with, that's insane to me. You aren't thinking
Yeah,
for yourself.
that's just totally. I don't even know. That's indoctrination, propaganda. I mean, I don't fucking this.
Yeah. Well, it's just people are just as guilty on the right too. I
Of
mean,
course, yeah,
whatever they say on Fox News, hey, that's what I'm going to go into the office and tell people that's the way it needs to be. It's insane to me. I mean, people don't
the
people.
news isn't like news anymore. News is like shows to get ratings. So
Yeah.
they have their regulars. They know what they like. They know they think about all the metrics that Amazon uses to figure out what's the optimal prices, deliveries, all that shit. They know what their ratings are like. They know what the demographics are like. They know how to keep them in. What when they change the channel, probably like so.
Yeah, man. I mean,
It's
the
it's
media has
both
a big.
sides.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. Um, yeah, and I think the media. I mean, it's tough to think about with the coronavirus these days. What is the media's role, and what are they actually doing to impact society right now?
Dude, these briefs with like Trump, and then he asks the questions. They, I don't know how they could sit around for hours and then just ask some jerk off question, just trying to like say, get him on asking him about, I don't know, somebody, somebody said kung flu, and he was like, well, who said it? And they didn't know who said it, and it's like, well, he's like, all right, well, I don't know what to tell you then, and it's like, why would you sit around and wait just to ask that question? If you don't even have anything else to back it up with. Somebody asked about oil prices, and he's like, "Well, what's the price of oil?" The guy didn't know, and
Wow.
then he just moved on to the next. And they're just like trying to. They just want. They could be a 4-hour story, and they want to take 10 seconds out of context,
Yep.
and it's not just to let. They both do it. If it was Obama right now, the other side would be doing it.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't remember. I don't know if I remember being like this, even this bad though. I don't
Yeah.
even. I like. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of now it's current and it's like so extreme with Trump. Probably worse than it was with Bush from the left too. Um. So I don't know. I don't know if it was that much adversarial with Obama was like very statesman. Like it was hard to like because the thing is like Trump's a dick and he just acts like himself. So it's easy to try to like make him look like a dick. So they like trying to find that sound bite that'll make him seem like that. Because and I mentioned this a few episodes ago. There was a 2-hour interview, and the reporter asked him something, and he was like, he was saying, "Those, do you think because of how optimistic you are, you're making the Americans into a false sense of security, blah blah blah." And then Trump was like, "Oh blah, I don't know." And the guy kept like pressing him on it, and he said, "Well, what would you say?" And he was like, "You know what I would say? I would say you're a terrible reporter." And that's all the media covered was Trump saying you're a terrible reporter instead
They
of
got
the
their sound.
whole. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, and it's hard to. I think, especially nowadays, it's hard to decipher what's actually the truth, what you should be listening to. Um, I'm under the impression that it's almost best to just shut everything off at this point, man.
I agree.
Like this whole entire quarantine, I haven't really flipped on the news at all. The one time that I have, or the few times that I have, it's all about who's died. That's literally all the news is talking about.
Hmm.
Half the time, I mean, it's people that didn't even have coronavirus. They just died. And I feel like the media knows that people are going to click on it, scroll through to see, oh, is it coronavirus?
Exactly. That's
Oh, no,
all.
there's a car accident. Oh, okay. Well, I clicked on it. So there's some income to the news network. It's just, that's all it is. It's like, who's died today? Let me find out how many people are dead.
Yeah,
Like, I don't need to know that stuff.
the media's it's becoming less and less relevant too,
Yeah.
because any idiot with a microphone could start a podcast, and
Easy now. Easy.
but that's the thing. There's so many alternative ways to find news without going to the main these. and it's like 4 corporations. Like Fox and ABC are owned by the same. They're both owned by Disney now.
Yeah.
Disney, so it's
I think
really.
Julius was saying that CNN is owned by AT&T.
Well, they're owned by Turner.
Isn't Sinclair part of all this group too, and the Fox News side?
I don't know.
Sinclair
They're all
broadcast.
part of the same. They're all part of the same fucking thing. It's all behind this. It's all. Well, the reporters and the talking heads that you see on the news are just, that's just their job. They're following the orders. But at the top, they don't give a shit. They're just, there's one. That's the thing. They divided classes here, and then they have one class at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And they pick anything out to find differences so that we argue and we keep each other in line so that we police each other so that they could keep running off with all the money and running off with all the power.
Yep. I mean, honestly, it doesn't even matter who's in office. The whole entire tribalism, picking sides, that's all orchestrated by the media. 100%.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have Obama in office, if you have Trump in office, they're just pushing people to one side or the other. Like, if you're against guns, then you also must be for women getting abortions whenever they want. Like, you have to be. And if you disagree with that, then you're actually a Republican. Like, it's all about categorizing people into the left or the right. You can't be in the middle. There's no news networks that are in the middle. There's none.
No, there's none. They say that there's the what is it called? The public radio fucking station.
NPR.
Yeah, NPR. But I don't even know. I never even listened to it. I just know that that's one that comes up commonly.
Yeah.
I used to be. I'm registered as Republican. I registered as Republican to vote for Ron Paul. It's the only reason I was Republican.
Yep.
But now even I find myself like becoming more and more left on some things too. When I'm like, maybe funding things ain't that bad because there's so much money that they just waste on so much shit where it's just like, yeah, can we help people a little bit too? Is it such a terrible thing to, instead of spending a couple billion on a jet, let's fix some roads, let's put some more funding into. So I don't know. I'm getting softer in my old age.
Wow, man, I'm the opposite. See, I was like a staunch left, and now I'm just finding myself slowly moving more towards the right, and I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. I feel like if you have a different opinion than the left, you get attacked. And I guess it's the same on the right. Like, I don't have a group anymore, man. I'm just in the middle. I'm
you shouldn't politics. You shouldn't have a group. And what's weird too is even if you are part of the group, unless you toe the group's line, unless you like kiss the ring, so to say, they'll ostracize you. Look what they did to Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, that's a great example.
She should be. First of all, look at Joe Biden right now. You're getting Trump. Trump's getting reelected.
Can you even tell me what Joe Biden stands for?
No, he definitely doesn't run his own Twitter page. And whenever you see him speaking, he seems like he's got his brain's going.
Oh yeah, I mean he can't. I feel like he's lost something.
I'd rather if something like this was going on, would you want Joe Biden in office?
Hell no.
No.
I did hear though that he's talking about a running mate of Elizabeth Warren.
Oh God.
Saw an article on that. So I don't know.
These old white people.
Yeah.
You had Tulsi Gabbard, she's considered a person of color. She's like Samoan roots. She's a Hindu. She's a minority. So you have the perfect diversity image of a human that was well-spoken, a veteran, deployed twice overseas, and they've pushed her away because she didn't kiss the ring or whatever. I don't even know. She was just on her own accord, and it drove me crazy because she would be probably the most adept out of any candidate, Republican or Democrat.
Oh, I mean, it would have been.
handling this right now.
I would have loved to see her debate Trump. I think this debate is going to be, one sided. It's going
It's
to be like a repeat of 4 years ago,
yeah.
where it's just going to be scoffing. Biden's going to be scoffing the entire time. Oh, like, and it's just going to happen continuously. And Trump is going to win. He's going to get reelected.
Yeah, he's gonna. If it's yeah, they're saying they might try to do something because there's always sexual accusations coming out against him. Oh my God, what a
What's the newest?
disaster!
I haven't heard.
There's like 7 women now. There's like 7 different cases of people saying he inappropriately touched them.
Against Trump?
No, against Biden.
Oh, well, I believe that. I definitely believe that. The
This is
videos
creepy.
on
Have you seen those YouTube videos?
Man, he is a creepy, creepy
He's
old man.
fucking creepy as hell.
He's just, you know that if he's near you, he's trying to smell you. And that creeps me out. It creeps me out.
He is fucking bizarre. That guy's shot. That guy.
I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even think he wants to be president. I don't even know if he knows what's going on. They just like know he's a name, and he. Oh, yeah, but Bernie Sanders would have been a better candidate. But this is twice that they fucking screwed over Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. I mean, he was
Because
just
they had Buttigieg and like 2 others that were polling like pretty decent, got out of the rate.
Buttigieg?
Whatever the fuck his name is, that guy, the mayor. They all dropped out and they endorsed him like right before Super Tuesday, and then that's when Biden went on the run. It was like this is total. They gave them some backhanded deal. So
I mean, Sanders just wanted to go after too many interests. Too many interests of rich politicians. There was no way that he would have won. There was no way. The DNC would never have elected him. He wanted to go after the pharmaceutical industry, the insurance companies.
well,
I mean,
here's the thing. They said Trump wasn't. I didn't think Trump was going to win either. He went after all the party line Republicans. He just went and he was like a comedian up there, just saying, "Oh, look
Yep.
at his hair. Look
Yep.
at this guy. Look at Bush. You got a little energy tonight, huh?" But I don't know. And I thought Hillary was going to beat him, but then he fucking won. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what ends up happening. It'll probably be, I think it's like official. Bernie Sanders already endorsed him and everything. So
Yeah, and Obama endorsed Biden too. So
yeah, like that even matters. Like, why wouldn't you do that during like the primary? Of course, you're going to endorse him now.
right.
Yeah.
I want sports back, man. That's all I really want.
Have you
Just-
have you seen anything about the UFC's Fight Island stuff?
I heard that Dana White's looking. Is he purchasing the island?
He said he already has it and they're building the infrastructure.
Nice. Okay. So he's just.
I don't know if it's true.
Is he gonna fill it up with people and just say like "screw you"?
No, I think they're gonna just have fighters fly in on private jets and stuff. But to me, like you got to build like a medical center because these guys they need medical attention like right after. So I don't know. He said May 9th they have an event lined up now.
I mean, think about it. So
I hope so.
if there is an outbreak there, you're gonna need to have a quarantine center. Like these people need to be prepared to stay for
14 days.
14 days, at least 2 weeks. There's no way they're going to be let back into the U.S. if they don't do that. So, I don't know. It could be a nice little vacation for a fighter, though. Have they called you yet?
Yeah. To do what? Interview them on Tony Talks?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm ready, Dana.
Oh, man. I think those people are crazy. All those fighters, they're absolutely crazy. You couldn't. I mean, I wouldn't even go in there just to be like, knock me out just one punch. Because I bet I'd probably have severe brain damage forever.
Well, that's what was said. John Jones got arrested again. And
That's sad?
Huh?
That's sad?
It's just, I mean, I don't know what it is, man, but it's.
Kind of given, though? I mean, how many times has the guy been arrested?
Well, he was, what I was bringing up, because when the cops were talking to him, he was like, I get hit in the head a lot, so I have short-term memory loss. Just so don't judge the field, what was they called? The field sobriety test on that. And the fact that he even had to say that, I was like, sheesh. They all probably got, something.
True. Yeah, I mean, they
Getting hit in the
definitely
head.
have brain trauma. I mean, look at Muhammad Ali. I mean,
Well,
there's
boxers, because I think MMA might be a little bit less because the gloves are so much smaller. Like there's less punches that can knock you out. Where boxing gloves are so well padded, they could just stay in there and just get their brain constantly rattled for like a.
so it's almost better to
Plus, it's
be
only punching.
true.
It's only punching, and it's bigger. It's more punches. It's bigger gloves. Less knockouts.
Okay.
I think I don't know, but presumably. So then they get that. That's why I think they get all their heads are messed up too. I don't know.
CTE.
CTE, yeah. Football, fucking every play, I don't know. There might be a time when we look back at this period where like, what were they doing to each other? Like, what were they fucking doing? Like the way we look at like the Colosseum in Rome, it's like they used to lock each other in rings and cages. It's like what savages.
You can't tell me that if they opened up another Coliseum that people wouldn't pay money to go watch it though.
People probably would, yeah. Trump probably has an idea to do it. I'm gonna have no crowd. The people need something right now. This is what I'm doing.
Make Rome great again.
Make Rome great again. Listen, bro, do you have anything else you want to put out or touch up on or anything like that?
I think I hit on everything that I wanted to discuss today. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, that the idea that you were talking about saving America is just the no corporate.
That's definitely going to save America for sure. Yep.
Right.
It's going to get businesses to want to be in America.
Because the China thing might have to change now, because everything's in China, all the manufacturing. It's gonna change somewhere.
We got to build it. We have to build it again.
Should.
Yeah. Made in America. You don't see that often.
No, I was looking for stuff. I bought a knife set. I was looking for made in USA knives. I couldn't find fucking anything.
Can't even find an American flag that was made in the US.
Yeah, I know. Well, hopefully after this goes viral, they'll know better.
Yeah, it'll be on the UFC talk show for the Island fight, and I'll be talking to Congress about this new idea.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll lobby. All right, bro. I'm good. I'm good right there. We're like almost an hour and like 20 minutes in or some shit. So
nice. Almost beat you, Lise.
Almost beat you, Lise, but I think we're good right now. I don't want it to stay on just to beat her.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Unless, yeah. Do you have anything you want to promote?
Promote?
Yeah. ABA?
My new book? No. No, I mean, I think the biggest thing I want to stress to the public is if you're not happy where you're at, doing what you're doing, learn the skills to not do it anymore.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
That's what I want to say. Everybody got the internet. Go learn something.
Yeah. We could do that right now. Now's the time to do it. Got some time. Figure it out. I'm trying to do that right now too.
There you go. You took the lead.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Go fuck yourselves. We'll see you next time.